Welcome, race fans, to ETV's live flag-to-flag coverage of the Friday Night B-Car Showdown, presented to you by ETV and iRacing. And tonight, we're rolling into Joliet, Illinois for second split coverage, where always a great race in Chicago. We're expecting a fantastic race tonight. Got a lot of things to talk about, but first, let's rewind 1 week. Richmond, nighttime, top split. All the recipes were there for a rough and tumble brawl. Guys that we had. A little bit of a slow race. They'll duke them out last week. And coming out on top was Jared Crawford winning the top split race at Richmond last week. And adds his name to the list. That's 8 different winners and 8 different races here on ETV on a Friday Night B-Car Showdown. So the streak continues. We'll be looking for that tonight to see if any of these second split winners, previous winners, can add their name to the 2-time win list, or if we see yet another new winner here on ETV. Let's look back now 2 weeks to the second split. They were at Atlanta, where Brian Tedeschi sat on the pole and won his first ever race in the B car. He said that in the post race. It was his first time ever win. He did it right here in style on ETV. So Brian Tedeschi is your most recent winner 2 weeks ago in the second split coverage. As mentioned, tonight we're going to be rolling into Chicago. Trying to get into the server. It should be popping in here in just a minute. While we're waiting, let's give you a rundown of the second split points. Up front, you got Steve Rosner leading the way with 85 points. Lionel Callisto in second. Mike Scalazra in third. Brian Tedeschi, as mentioned before, he won last week, or 2 weeks ago, rather. He's in fourth place. Jeff O'Quinn rounds out your top 5. Case Hinkins in sixth. Jacob Smarker in seventh. Kevin Bogart in eighth. Bill Rowlands in ninth. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be Charles McDonald Jr. That's your second split top 10 right there. As tonight, we will be hitting halfway. This will be the third race in the second split coverage, so we'll be halfway tonight once we complete this race. Still waiting to get into the session. Got my partner up in the booth with me. Hasn't been here for a while. DB, Chicago. What do you think, man? What kind of action do you think we'll see tonight, buddy?
Hey, Outlaw, I tell you, buddy, I am so looking forward to tonight. It's been kind of crazy here, different things going on. I'm glad to be back up here. I tell you, looking at Chicago Speedway, these guys know how to definitely put on a show here. It's going to be fun. I don't have any doubt about that.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, it should be a great show. Chicago's always real good racetrack, multi-groove racetrack for sure, especially turn 1 and 2. You're going to see cars being able to move along the top through that corner. And this is, as always, open setup races. This is a regular official iRacing race, so guys are going to have their own setups out there. You may see the team element. We'll just have to wait and see. So we're getting ready to get loaded in here. We're a little bit slow getting the server to pop up, so we haven't seen who we got in the field tonight. I can tell you, if you're viewing right now, we're going to have a full field. I did see that. There's going to be 30 cars in this field, so big stuff going on in Chicago. We're going to have 30 cars on the grid. 3 splits tonight. We're covering the second split. I have got word. Hopefully I'm wrong, but a birdie told me that our points leader, Steve Rosner, probably won't be here racing tonight, so definitely expecting a big shakeup in the points tonight in the top 10. The second split coverage is just about to be loading the server. Start to give you a rundown on who we got going here. While we're trying to get all sorted out here, let's give iRacing a mention. A lot of you guys that are viewing here, they've got caught on to this Friday Night B-Car Showdown that were already iRacing regulars, and that's where you learned about this. Then, I'm sure you're all hooked up. You're good to go. But for the viewers from ETV, from other simulations that still are on the fence and haven't signed up with iRacing.com yet, man, what are you waiting for? Go get signed up at iRacing.com. They always got specials and deals and whatnot and what have you. With Christmas season coming up, you're going to be able to get a fantastic deal. So go check it out. In my opinion, the best in race simulation, bar none, iRacing.com. Go get signed up today. So, DB, I'm about to get in here and see what we got going. Looks like we're probably going to have about a couple more minutes before we go green here. Still ain't seen our field yet. Waiting to see who we got. Looks like on the pole we're going to have Richard Brown. He's going to be piloting the 5 car. And, it's another thing we should mention is the way the numbers work on the cars. The number of the driver is the rank. It's what he's ranked in the room. So Richard Brown being on pole, he's got the 5 on his car. That means he's the 5th ranked driver in this room. Outside poles, Day ranked 24th. So great qualifying effort by Marco Day tonight. And, really what that means is you got a lot to gain. If you got a high number in your car, you got a lot to gain and not a lot to prove. If you got a low number in your car, that means, the pressure's on, you got to perform. So, it gets flipped on its head every now and then, but it definitely makes it interesting to have all the different ranks out there and being able to see, who's ranked what. Seeing a lot of familiar names in here, including our second in points runner, Lionel Kalisto. He's going to be in the race tonight. He's right on the heels of Steve Rosner, and unfortunately for Steve Rosner, I don't see him. So Lionel Kalisto could almost take the lead with the starting park here tonight. So tough break for Rosner. Lionel Kalisto is going to look to take this point. So we got some. I'm seeing a few of our other top 10 as well. So we got a great field here tonight, DB.
Oh yeah, we definitely have a great field, and it's going to be fun to watch. I'm just now getting myself loaded into this server. Sometimes, Jesse, how long these things will take, but it's going to be fun. Great drivers out here. A lot of cars going for this split tonight, so this second split's going to probably be at least as good, if not better, even than some of the top split races we've seen so far.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a good field for sure. As I mentioned before, it's a full field, 30 cars. Looks like only the top 12 elected to have taken qualifying times this week, which really kind of surprises me at a track like this. But so yeah, you're going to have a lot of guys back there starting just based on their ranks since they don't have a qualifying time turned in. We'll be doing 100 laps here tonight. Chicago, Joliet, Illinois has got a 1.5 mile track, so 150 miles out here on this track, or in this race rather. And I'm thinking the fuel, if they should go green, I'm thinking it's right around halfway. I think they can go a little past halfway, maybe close to 60 or just a little north of 60. So it is a one-stop race, but if cautions come in, that could change everything. We'll have to keep our eye on it and see what they do for strategy. I've been away this week and don't know what's working. 2 tires, 4 tires. I'm sure with 30 guys, you're going to see all different variant strategies depending on the way cautions fall. So we'll be learning that together on how that's going to work out tonight. All right, partner. Let's go ahead and run through the field. As mentioned before, Richard Brown out on the pole, the number 5 car. Richard Brown with a 31.471 outside pole. Going to be Marco Day in the number 24 car. He run a 31.550. Good lap for him.
All right, sitting in third place will be the number 2 of Michael Thompson. Great qualifying run. Starting in fourth going to be the number 18, I believe that is, of Samuel Snead Jr.
Yeah, and the inside line in fifth place is going to be the number 12 of Andy Frame, and outside him is going to be the number 20 of Michael Valentine.
So it's going to be the number 29 of Jacob Smarker. 8's going to be the 15 of Jay Carley.
Inside line, back there, ninth place is Mark Bluland. He's elected to start from pit road. Outside him, the number 27 is Scoop Johnson. The 11th place is going to be number 8 is Sean Brown. Downtown Sean Brown, they got for him tonight. Outside him is going to be the number 26 of Deloitte Garrett. And that's all of you guys who elected to qualify. Everybody else is starting on rank.
All right, starting in 13th is going to be Evandro Dantas, I believe, here, if my scoring is all right. But I'm not entirely sure about that at this moment. Take it, Jesse.
Yeah, Lionel Glisto, your second in points. He's going to be number 3 car tonight. He's going to be starting 14th right there on the outside line. Alex Thornton, the number 4 car, he's starting on the inside line back there in 15th. 16th outside him is going to be Jeffrey Porter in the 6th. Brandon Kohler in the 7 is going to start 17th. Outside him, Chris Wanacott in the 9. 19th is going to go to Mike San Diego, and outside him, rounding out your top 20 is going to be the 11 of David Kamara. David Payne going to bring it in at 21st, or start the race on the 21st. 14 car, Gene Beanfield. He's on pit road. He's not going to grid up here. William Blinick on the inside line at number 16. Outside him, Ramon Evans in the number 17. And we're about to go green here. We'll get you sorted out with the rest of your fielders. We are green, in fact. Joliet, Illinois, 150 miles to go. Bad boy. Let's crank it up. bad boy for the sights and the sounds out here around Chicagoland Motor Speedway is getting it sorted out up towards the front. But I'm looking back here to Alex Thornton for 14th with he's in the number 4 car. You got Parker on the inside, rather. I got those guys mixed up. That's Porter on the inside in the 6 and the 4. Alex Thornton on the top. They're racing hard there. These guys back here still haven't got it all sorted out yet. About your top 10, 12 cars, they've got to sort out single file. They got a little bit of battling going on back here. Tell you what, partner, Mike San Diego, he's on the move right here. I've been watching him, man. He's looking real good here early on, the number 10 car.
Yeah, he sure is, as well as a bunch of these other guys. I gotta say, I've been impressed how quickly these guys got strung out here. This racetrack tends to give some side-by-side racing, at least in my experience. But everybody got strung out single file for the most part. We got a little racing towards the back, as always. And not only are they strung out, but there's actually some fairly good gaps with it. A couple of these guys says, "Oh, I'm looking at our leader, got super loose coming off of turn 4, and he's going to have to give way to our second place man of, I believe that's Mark O'Day, just got by Richard Brown as the 5 there of Richard Brown really got real loose there and definitely cost himself some positions as he's now back to 3rd.
Yeah, big wiggle there off of 2, going down the back. Now he's going to look back to the inside, going into 3. He's going to take that position back away from the 2 of Michael Thompson. So he's got a lot of faith in those tires even after that slide. He's going to try to look to track down Mark O'Day. That's our poster. They're trying to make a recovery after a great save there. And looking fearless, man. Back behind him, though. Hey, well, who's that on the move? Looks like the 18 of Samuel Snead looking to the inside of the 20 of Michael Valentine now. That's going to be for 4th position. You got side-by-side action going on up here. And the 20 hanging on tough on the outside. Man, look at that run he gets off of turn 2 down the back.
Yeah, those 2 guys are absolutely driving the wheels off those cars. It's only a couple of laps in. They got the benefit of taking qualifying laps, which really helped their starting position. But both of those guys are performing much above where iRacing, says they really ought to be based on their past performances.
Well, I tell you what, partner, if I was a real race car driver, dude, I'd want a name like that guy back there in the 27, dude. Scoot Johnson. How about that name, Scoot, man? What a killer racing name.
Yeah, if that's if there was a name born for racing, that's it. As he's going by the 12 back here and going to move into 7th place. He's got that car up on top. It's wound up. He is flying towards the front of this track.
He's scooting, partner. For sure. Scoot Johnson on the move. Andy Frame up, he just went around the 12 too. He's no joke. We've seen him on a few of our ATV shows before, and he's always a solid top 10 player. So I have to look out for him, throughout the race. Lionel Callisto, here's an update on your now points leader. Comes in here second. The 3-car Lionel Callisto running 10th. He comes in here second in points. Now he's got the points lead by a good margin, seeing as though his closest competitor and points leader, Steve Rogers, is not here tonight. Well, Lionel Callisto's got that middle light car looking real good in the top 10. I wouldn't be surprised to see him creep his way forward all night, too. He was very good 2 weeks ago in Atlanta.
Yeah, you'll see these guys, a lot of these guys that were really good at Atlanta are going to come into this particular racetrack and at least be somewhat comfortable. I don't think the banking's quite as much here as it is at Atlanta, but it's still, it's a mile and a half oval. Fairly high bank, so these guys will be halfway comfortable. There's no question about that.
Yeah, and a couple of these guys that we mentioned during the rundown elected not to come out there and start on the grid. They elected to start from pit road, and since there hadn't been a caution yet, some of these guys are already in trouble. Like Mark Newland back there in 29th place. He's 21 seconds down. He's in danger of being lapped before too long if this thing stays green. Brian Bennett, he's been in our race before. He comes in here ranked 30th. He's back there about 15.5 seconds back, and it's not that these guys are super slow. It's just that they didn't start. They didn't start on the grid. They started from pit road, and there hasn't been a caution to catch them back up yet. So those guys are back there hoping for a caution. I'll tell you what. These guys up here racing, though, man, they're doing a fantastic job. There's been plenty of side-by-side actions. Now I'm watching the 7, trying to look to the inside of the 8. That's Brandon Kohler looking for 11th from Sean Brown. Sean Brown closes the door in the 8. Not happening yet. Back behind him, they get side-by-side, though, partner.
Yeah, and while we're talking about all this action back, mid to back of the pack, Richard Brown in that 5 machine has managed to cool those tires off and work his way back back to the front of this pack. He retakes the lead, but that car still looks awful loose to me as I've been watching it here the last couple of laps.
Yeah, I see the 24 wobble a couple times too, and you know who looks really solid in the track is that guy in third place right now, that number 2, Michael Thompson, is he pulls right up to the rear deck of the 24 Marco Day. He's in the hunt right now looking for second as he looks low, coming down to 3. Marco's going to close the door. Nothing happened yet, but he's going to get right on his rear deck. And I tell you what, he's got Marco looking in the mirror, and I'm sure if I've seen that Marco Day's got a little bit of a wiggle coming off these corners sometimes, I guarantee you Michael Thompson's seen it. He's got a lot better view than I do.
Yeah, he sure does. And gentlemen, we were talking about just a few minutes ago, Mr. Scoot Johnson back there just moves into 6th place. So that car, he's got that thing wound up, and he's using the high line around this racetrack, which is not what I've been seeing most of these guys do.
Yeah, another one on the move. We were just talking about him again. We got to highlight him as he tries to look for 7th place now underneath Samuel's lead. That's Lionel Callisto, your points leader in the 3. He's going to take that position away, so move Lionel up into 7th after starting, I believe, 12th place. So he's gained himself five spots here in the first 15 laps. Doing pretty good.
Now, a lot of these guys are really coming forward early. The question's going to be, you know, we're 14 laps into this race, is who's got the tires that's going to hold on? Who's got the setup that's going to be good over, you know, the 35-40 lap run versus, you know, the 15-20? And, you know, I'm watching these guys that are moving forward very quickly right now, concerned maybe that their setups aren't really set for these long green flag runs. But we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, we got a good battle back here for 20th place. The 10, now the 25 is going to take the position away. That's James South. He's going to move up into, looks like a 20th place there. And these guys, these 4 really, all these guys, the 17, the 10, the 25, and I believe that's the 19 there behind him. These guys have been in a little bit of a phone booth here in the last few laps, Parter. While he was talking, I was watching him look at the 10 now, gets up in the wall, a little bit of the wall glue. Not too bad, though. Not too bad. That's going to allow the 19 of Darlin Santos look to the inside, going down to 3 and 4. Mike San Diego in the 10 up the hill. Looks like he's going to give him the spot right here. But now he comes battling back on the top off of turn 4. Good stuff back towards the back, Parter.
It sure is, and I'm watching that now. It looks like the 10's going to have to give way. That car looks like it's not handling real well for him. We saw him catch the edge, catch the wall a little bit. It doesn't look like it really hurt the car too much, but the car just does not feel comfortable at all.
Yeah, man, I tell you, there's a lot of cars that look a little shaky. Dude, look at this battle here. The 12, the 8, the 7, the 18. Oh, my God, this is a phone booth for sure. Sean Brown's looking to get in front of this Hornet's Nest. That's the 8 of Sean Brown down the inside, looking underneath the 12 of Andy Frame. This battle is for 8th position. And these dudes have been duking it out hard, man, these last few laps. See these guys behind them. They're really starting to cram up now.
Yeah, we're looking at, 7 cars, baby. Right? Wow, 3 wide, 7 cars. This is craziness here. I'm impressed that these guys are being able to keep off of each other, because this is as close as you're going to see. They said 3 wide down the front stretch. Oh! He gets turned.
Big wreck. Look out. Hit the binders, boys. It's a big one. Oh, shit. Dang it. Oh, man, we got a bunch of tore up race cars down here, guys. Caution is definitely going to be out. Sean Brown is shaking his fist. Window that comes down, the fist comes out the window, and one finger comes out. Boy, he is unhappy about that one for sure. He's going to get hooked into the wall by the 7. Just a tight deal, 3 wide. Feels good down the straightaway. They get to the corner, and, man, it's tough. Bad boy, did you get a look at that?
Yeah, I sure did. I mean, the car in the middle there just tried to shove it 3 wide, and for some reason he just turned hard to left right into the quarter panel of that 8 car, Sean Brown.
Yeah, man, there's guys back there. I'm trying to catch out who all was involved. Now it looks like the 9 got a big chunk of it. We're just talking about the 18. He's going to get a big piece of that as well. He definitely had some guys scoot on by with minimal or no damage there. Ford did a fantastic job. He escapes the fire there. That was a bad deal for about half a dozen guys.
Yeah, it really was a bad deal. And as I was calling it, I couldn't believe these guys had been able to keep off of each other. And unfortunately, maybe I jinxed them. I don't know, but you could just see it happen. And these guys were getting real dicey as we're starting to get these guys coming down pit road right now.
Yeah, it's going to be lap 20 this time on pit road, and I tell you, I'm thinking 4 tires here. for everybody. But we'll see, partner. I really don't know. I mean, 2 tires might work well here, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, Richard Brown, your poster, is still out front. He's going to lead it down to pit road, and it looks like, of course, everybody's going to be coming. You got some guys that are pretty tore up that are going to be having some long pit stops here. Up front, Marco Day, Richard Brown in their stalls. It's going to be 4 tires for the 5 of Richard Brown. I don't see anybody coming up. So, looks like, yeah, Jack going up on the left side all down pit road. Everybody's taking 4 tires. 29 at Jacobs Marker with a fantastic stop there. He's going to move his way up into 3rd.
That was great stop by that 29 machine. Those guys did a 12.8 second stop, but I tell you, the 5 did 12.6. So some really fast blazing times.
Yeah, they had their pit crews ready to go, man. They was out there drinking their 5-hour energy drinks and pounding Red Bulls, man. And the Jacks going, the tires flying. You know what we're going to do? Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages and take you to the green flag.
You're watching ETV Live, the leader in sim broadcasting. The very best in the business brings you the highest in broadcast quality and archived high-def replays for you to watch anytime for free. Superior audio and exclusive instant replays by the ETV ePlay machine. Producer John Wessling has talented commentators like the Cowboy, J.D. Webb, Tracy Flip Robinson on Monday and Wednesday nights, David Big Mouth Bass, Jesse the Outlaw James calling the action on Tuesday nights, and don't miss the ETV Live Band, broadcasting weekly from RaceSimNation.net. Catch the Halls on Post Monday night series, True Gravity Truck Races on Tuesday night, and the infamous Team Series on Wednesday nights at 8:50 p.m. Eastern. Have some fun with the broadcast team in the ETV chat room. Hey, and listen to a live race counter. It's all at RaceSimNation.net on the live feed link. Remember, ETV Live, the leader in sim broadcasting. It's the only choice, cowboy.
Welcome back, race fans. We're still behind the pace car here, and we're working. So it's going to be lap 22 this time. By the lights should be going out, I suspect. Be going back green, and it's still not going to be in the window where these guys can make it even on a stretch. So if it should go green from here, we're definitely going to see at least one more stop. We'll see one more stop on the green. Question would be, what would they take? I mean, we're here, partner. If it did go green, it sets up an interesting deal where, you're going to have to pit for fuel, but what do you take? Do you wait as long as you can, take a splash of no tires? Do you take right sides? Do you pit early and, take a light load of fuel and 4 tires and try and, put a beating on the track? It's a lot of options for these guys should it go green from here for sure. But everybody will have to visit pit road.
Yeah, a lot of options, and I think these guys are looking at what they're going to have to do. It looks like, I believe it was Gene Beanfield got the wave around that time, so he'll be back on the lead lap. But I tell you, it's going to be interesting. I think you'll probably see some guys try 2 tires and, maybe 1 can of fuel, something to get in and out just as fast as they can. But we'll have to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I don't know if we're done with the flagman yet. It was getting pretty crazy. These guys seem like, if it was a boxing match, they came in there for that first, round and felt everybody out, tested the waters, and it looked like everybody started to get comfortable, and dogfights started happening throughout the field. I mean, we're talking guys back there in the 20s were battling, guys in the middle, and guys up front. So, good stuff, and I suspect that, the adrenaline's up now, and we're going to see action from this point on. So look out on this restart. As we go green, pace car's out of the way. The 5's going to bring us to the green flag. Good start. A little bit of a slow start. Some of the guys back there get caught sleeping, but I tell you who's not sleeping, their leader, the 5, Richard Brown, man. He lullabied him. He's going to get a good jump down to turn 1, partner.
Yeah, he sure is, and did a great job of it. But to tell you that, I believe it's the 24, that 24 of Marco Day, looked like he got a little sluggish start off that top side, but through 1 and 2, he has really picked the steam up, and he is now right back on the bumper of our leader.
Oh man, our dude's on the wrong way. Scoot Johnson gets passed by the 4. He almost gets up in the wall. Now he does get a little bit of the wall. He's got the 20 looking underneath him, the 2 looking underneath him. Scoot Johnson heading backwards in a hurry. His car's okay. He's just brushed the fence a couple times, but he hadn't hit it. So ain't got no damage. He just needs to get himself back in line. I think he'll be okay. But yeah, definitely heading the wrong way. Back behind him now. Bold move. Who is that? Looks like Jake Harley in the 15. No, rather the 21 of Robert Anderson going by the 15. Now the 17 jumping now. That's Ramon Evans looking down inside the 15. The Batman car is looking underneath him now. Oh no. Pow, biff, bang. Batman rolls by, partner. The 15 is way off the pace. Are you seeing this? Something's wrong. I think that 15 might be down a cylinder.
Something's definitely not right with him at all. I really expected he was going to be up there really battling hard, but something's not right.
Yeah, everybody who's coming up to him is checking up. I hope the spotters are getting to these guys and letting them know that the 15 is having issues right now. I don't see any smoke. I don't see a tire rub. I'm not really sure what the issue is. They might not have got all the lugs on it. Maybe he's got a wobbly wheel and he can't get down the pit road because they're all getting inside. I'm not really sure, but the 15's definitely got issues right now and heading the wrong way. But looks like he's starting to get settled out now. We'll just have to. Well, I don't know. There goes the 7, man. The train is moving by. I think they'll be all right though. Let's peek back towards the front here. Richard Brown, man, he is really on form right here in this little short stint. He has definitely put a little bit of ground on Marco Day in the 24 back there in second. He's looking real solid. Marco Day's got a little bit of pretty good gap there over the next few guys too.
Yeah, absolutely. And those guys are really looking pretty strong right now. I'm concerned to see whether they made any adjustments to adjust that little bit of loose condition they had. But we were talking about one guy earlier on and how well he was moving forward. And I'm wondering if what happened on this restart, I'm speaking, of course, of the 27, of Scoot Johnson, is if his tire pressures aren't just a little bit lower than the rest of the guys or something, and it takes him about a lap or two to get him up to temperature, up to pressure, where he's able to move forward. Because I'm starting to see him, he's no longer losing, and looks like he may be trying to move forward here again.
Yeah, you could be right. I mean, you absolutely could be right. And well, I tell you what, another guy we were talking about earlier, Lionel Kalisto in that 3 car is going to take 3rd position away from Jacob Smarker. So, I mean, he's Lionel Kalisto is really hot, man. These last couple of weeks, he's been very, very good. He's been moving his way forward this whole race. And I tell you, the 5 of Richard Brown and the 24 Marco Day, they got to be communicating with their crew chiefs, I think, right now. Because even though they've got, nearly a 2-second lead right now, Kalisto's just been steady. You know what I mean? He's just been steady. And I think he's going to be a problem for them right now. I think they're going to have to take a look at what he's doing and see if they can't make some adjustments and try and stay out ahead of him, because he's coming.
Yeah, he sure is. And right now, the thing that he has to be careful of is he already knows coming into this race, his points competitor right now did not make the race, so he's going to probably gain the points lead, but he has to be careful that he doesn't put that in jeopardy with a bad race. If he can come out of here with a solid top 5 finish, he stands a chance of really gaining a lot of ground, putting a lot of distance on Steve Rosner. But the question is he going to do that, or what do you think? Go for the win?
Well, I think he's trying to be number 9. I think he's trying to be the 9th guy in 9 races to win a race on ETV. Lionel Kalisto has finished 2nd and 3rd in the first 2 races in the second split. You know what I mean? So this being race 3, 3rd time could be a charm. He's got the 3 on the car. He's running 3rd place. Everything's lining up. I think Lionel Kalisto, he's taking a shot at the winning nonetheless tonight. Whether or not he gets it, Richard Brown may have something to say about that. Marco Day here real soon might have something to say about that as Lionel Kalisto's running him down. But I believe that Lionel Kalisto's coming out here going for it tonight for sure. The way he's been running. He's just got momentum, you know what I mean? It seems like it might be his time tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to tell you, right now, he's 2 to 3 tenths faster than the guys in front of him, and I think that's going to be huge. Looks like maybe got a little bit of an arrow push right there coming through 3 and 4, but up until that point, I mean, he just closed right up on the back of the 24, and like I said, was 2 to 3 tenths faster than the 24 or the 5, so those guys definitely got to be looking in their mirror.
Another couple guys, man, here I've been watching a little bit is the 4 back here in the 5th and 6th. The 4 of Alex Thornton and the 13 of David Payne. These guys have been kind of paired up here for a while. It's now David Payne's looking for. They got a little ground to make up here, but they're starting to run down Jacob Smarker in the number 29 right now, up there in 4th place. So we got to keep our eye on these guys for the long run too, as you talked about earlier. We're not really sure who's going to be the goer, who's going to be the comer later in the race. Is up front, the 3 of Lionel Callisto. He's going to make the move on Marco Day. It looks like Marco kind of backed down a little bit there too as he got inside. Now Marco looking for the crossover. Gets right on the rear deck of the 3 of Lionel Callisto. I think all this is showmanship though. I think the 3 is definitely going to begin to stretch now and set his sights on that leader as he has been catching Richard Brown at a rapid rate. And now that he's got clean air, we're going to see what he can do.
Yeah, now the only thing is, the 3 has, the question I've got is, one of the changes that iRacing made in this last offseason was added a little bit more of a aero loose condition when a car got up behind him. I'm not seeing the 3 really have cars right tucked up on his tail like he's got the 24 right now. Oh, as the 24 just nails the outside wall coming off of turn 4. That's going to give that 3 of Lionel Callisto all the breathing room he needed.
Good thing he didn't have a passenger, man, because that was a door knocker. I'm telling you right now. The 24, he felt the air you were talking about. He felt it a little differently, though. He got that aero push you were talking about earlier. Boy, I tell you what, that wall come up out of nowhere. Goodness gracious. Great job, though. I mean, he bounced off it Kyle Busch style, and he just keeps digging. A little wobble there through 3 and 4 now. But he looks to be okay for the most part.
Jesse, I don't know. Did you let your wife out or something? Because she might be in the chat room. It says the boss said, say hi to Jesse. Let your wife out or what? No, that's Brad. Must be Brandon Agason over there at Boss House Motorsports, man. Those guys, they took a shot at me, picked me up. I kind of been on vacation, but yeah, Boss House Motorsports, man. That's a good group of guys over there for sure. They got me. They took me under their wing. So, hey to Brandon Agason, I know you're watching, man. Glad you're watching, dude. The 20 now, the 20 of Michael Valentine, looking for 9th place, looking to the inside of the 20 of Robert Anderson. Robert's still hanging on there on the outside. It looked like the 20 was going to come up. But, you know what, these dudes are still digging side by side. And I'm seeing an all plain white car there by the 21, man. Tough deal. They need sponsors and colors.
I tell you, he's hanging tough on that outside line. It looked to me like the 20 had him completely past there, the 1 and 2, but gets a huge run coming off that corner. He's got the thing on the high side. It's wound up and just is making it almost impossible for the 20 to pass him as he finally does make that pass stick through 3 and 4.
Yeah, dude, he Ryan Newman'd him. He made it tough out there. As now some sparks come off the wall. As the 20 comes up, gives the wall a little kiss there, checks out that Schaefer barrier. She seems to be working okay. As now the 21's up the hill, man, these dudes, they're getting all they can right now. We're in 8th and 9th place, looking pretty solid. Up front, Lionel Callisto, he's inching his way forward, man. He's sitting second still. Marco Day, after that wall knock, is recovering really well. He's starting to pull back up on the 3. They're both catching the race leader, Richard Brown, right now. But we're not talking about yards. We ain't talking about feet. We're talking about inches. So it's going to be interesting to see as we get into a longer run here how Richard holds up. He seems like he's kind of been kind of up and down throughout this run. It's almost like he's got to slow down for a little stint here, but then he digs for a stint here. He looks to me like a guy who's actually managing his stuff real well. And while I thought Lionel was going to come and get him, now I'm not so sure. This is going to be interesting part to see how this chess match is going to play out on these tires.
Yeah, it sure is. I got to wonder if Lionel didn't use up his stuff trying to get to the front. And what's happened is because now that he's there, he had to fight pretty hard to get there. And starting to see that the tire wear is starting to take effect.
Here comes David Payne in 13, going to shoot on by the 4. That's been his dancing partner for several laps. But here comes the 4 now, looking for the crossover in 3 and 4. Not happening yet. Now he's going to look down through the front stretch as they go side by side. Back down to turn 1. The 13 that David Payne's been following the 4 Alex Thornton for about 15-20 laps, man. He finally makes the move, and as soon as he does, the 4 shoots right on by. That's got to be frustrating. Now he's not going to give up. He's going to look to the outside, and the dancing duo is done. These dudes are about to mosh pit, brother.
Yeah, these guys, You know, and I'm seeing a lot of guys use that outside line and really be able to get the run off the corner, which is just awesome to see. But I'm also seeing these guys just slinging these cars sideways sometimes through these corners to try to get as much speed as possible off the exit.
Dude, the 24 Marco Day's got it wheeling. Bounces off the wall earlier. Now Richard Brown is starting to put a whooping on these two as Marco Day and Lionel Kalisto go side by side, and Marco Day comes out on top. So move the 3 of Lionel Kalisto back into third, Marco Day up into second. Representing, man, 24 on the car. And look at Jacob Smarkerback. Let's give him a shout out. Comes in here ranked number 29 out of 30. And he's running in the top 5. And he's really been there. His pit crew did a good job for him. He's been in the top 7 pretty much the whole entire race. Now he's catching a challenge from David Payne, who got back around the 4 apparently while we were watching that battle up front. Little bit close there. The 13 comes up a little bit. Oh no! The 29 of Jake Smarker was just talking about him. He gets spooked by the 13. Gets up the racetrack a little bit. Gets behind his steering. He's gonna kiss that wall a little bit, but nothing too serious, I don't think, partner. Just a little frustrating, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you know, I'm watching this here, Jesse, and I don't know if I can remember in any real recent history watching as many guys absolutely get to within, you know, a paper's width of that wall as I have seen tonight, both on the exit of 2 and on the exit of 4. These guys are absolutely using every single inch of real estate that they've got out there tonight.
Dude, I don't think the 4 and the 13 know anybody else is even on the track right now. These guys are battling so hard. This is crazy. I've been watching the 4 and the 13, man, and these dudes are doing like a two-man show right here. I mean, we got tons of great racing all over the track, I'm sure, but right now I'm kind of glued on the 4 and the 13 as they get it single filed out, but man, it's been crossover central. These guys been going to town and getting up there and side-grabbing each other, a little bit of door knocking going on, they crowd each other. It's been good, though. I mean, it's clean racing, but I tell you what, these dudes are definitely, they don't look to me like two drivers who are thinking about catching anybody else. They look to me like they just want to beat each other, you know. It's now the 13 finally gets a little bit of breathing room. The 29 with a big push back there behind the 4. That stacks up to 2. It's now the 2 of Michael Thompson going to look down the inside of 29. And for now, it seems like most of this is settled down. I believe the 2 is going to be able to take that away from the 29 as he's been pretty tight. But I don't know, man. Look at Battleback. Damn, look at the 29 go on the top side.
Yeah, and like I was saying, you know, my thing is, I'm watching it all the way through this field. These guys are using, like I said, every inch of this racetrack, just absolutely scaring that outside wall coming off of 2 and 4. More so than, like I said, I've seen in the past. But yeah, things are settling down a little bit. As now it looks like the 29 is going to try to get underneath the 4 and make that move. It looks like he may make that fairly easily. But I tell you, this is seriously close racing right here with these 3 drivers.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm going through the field checking out some more of these guys. When you got the 23 and the 28 back here battling for 25th position. The 23 just took it away from the 28. I'm looking through the rest of this field here to see, what other kind of action we got going. We got another good battle here. Looks like the 9 of Chris Wanacott back around 15th place. The 9 of Chris Wanacott. You got the 19 of Darlin Santos. The 17. You got a bunch of guys right here in this little group as well. Been dogging it out. Right now they got them singled out, but they've been battling, man, for sure. Partner, we're getting close now. Halfway is going to be coming up real quick. And the guys who are going to go with the 4-tire idea and pit early, that should be coming up here real soon. Not sure if anybody's going to take that strategy, but if they're going to, within the next, 5, 6, 7 laps is going to be when they're going to want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I tell you, these guys are doing a great job, and I'm watching back up front, and I tell you, whatever Richard Brown has been doing, he just needs to keep right on doing it.
Man, I just was watching the 2 and the 29 partner, and they were leaning on each other. The 2 looking to the inside of the 29, and they were so close, man. They could have passed nose. They were really, really leaning on each other right there. As the 29 goes up and gets a wall, a little bit again out of turn 4. Jacob Smarker's car has definitely gotten on what looks to be the tight side to me, and he does a great job through turn 1 and 2. He can run the top even, but oh man, is it close again?
Oh,
I tell
wow!
You what, The 29 makes it work through 1 and 2 on the top somehow, but he gets down to 3 and 4. It's like it gets really tight on him down here in the center of 3 and 4. He just can't get it to turn. That's kind of killing him right there. It's the 2's looking inside, and that opens the door now for the 4. The 4, Alex Thornton, he's going to look back at the inside now, the 29. And where did David Payne go? David Payne has left these guys behind by about nearly 2 seconds now. David Payne in the 13, up in 4th place. He's on the move, partner. Richard Brown, he's checked out, man. Forget about it. He's gone. Unless he cuts down a tire, he makes his pit guys make a mistake, or he gets beat on strategy. If this stays green, Richard Brown is looking pretty dang solid right here. But Marco Day, Lionel Callisto, they're still, close to each other up there for second and third. David Payne is running both of those guys down right now.
I was just going to say, they're keeping each other company right now. They're not real close, but they're close enough that, that they can see each other. But what they may not be paying any attention to is this 13 machine back here is really tracking them down. But I don't know, sure, all of a sudden, I think we got caution on the racetrack.
Yeah, I've seen somebody sliding through the infield, Jesse. I couldn't quite catch who that was.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out, too, right here. I haven't... looks like maybe the 15, maybe? Yeah, it looks like the 15. He was having trouble earlier, partner, and we noticed it. Looks like it's going to be the 15 bad boy, so you're going to want to dial up. It's going to be coming out, I believe, turn 4 here. Or, excuse me, out of turn 2. Oh, goodness. Yeah, yo, look out. Oh, my goodness, man, when you look at that, there were some serious... Nobody got hurt, but, man, there were some seriously close calls there.
That's queued up. I mean, they're in a pack of about 5 cars there. He's right in the middle of it all. You gotta come off the corner and just get loose, guys. Almost has a save till he hits that wet grass from the rain last night, and she's on for the ride.
Yeah, that was wild. He did a good job. Did a good job of, everybody did a good job of avoiding him, too. That was fortunate that nobody got hurt there. Caution coming out now just past halfway. Richard Brown's going to bring your leaders down the pit road. Everybody's coming. Got to think this is going to be for 4 tires, but still about 44 laps to go once we go back green. And tell you what, this is a money stop, partner. And Richard Brown, he showed them right there. He said he showed them his cards. His cards were aces high. Those boys are in trouble. Their crew chiefs got to turn the wrenches right now. And I'm speaking of Marco Dana, 24, Lionel Callisto, the 3, David Payne, the 13, Alex Thornton, Michael Thompson, Jacob Smucker. All these guys have been running in the top 10 all night. They're looking good. They're looking real good, but they're not looking as good as Richard Brown, man. That dude in the 5, sitting on pole, and he has been the man to beat in the short run and the long run tonight, buddy. He's taking 4 for sure. Yeah,
absolutely, no question. I tell you, but I'm looking here. The 24 is going to try to beat him, and so is the 3.
Oh! Oh, dude. Did he hit the wall? It looks like he spun the tires coming out of pit road. Driver error. The 5 hits the wall, knocks in the left front a little bit. I'm looking now to see how bad that is. You know what? I don't see any damage. I think he dodged a bullet there. But another thing we need to dig up, buddy, is Lionel Callisto in the 3, man, did they have a great stop, or did he take 2 tires? I think they just had a really good stop. Yeah, it looks like 4 tires.
4 tires, and actually he didn't have as good a stop as Richard Brown there, but he did have a much better stop than Mark O'Day. But I think that little bit of spin of the tires there hurt him. Bad boy, what you got?
Yeah, and once you hit that exit line in iRacing, the cars basically explode if you're inside each other, and that's what happened to that 5 car, guys. He was inside that car in front of him, and they just made hard contact, and it pushed him right inside the wall.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it was tough to tell. I couldn't tell if he spun his tires or if there was some sort of lag deal or not, but you know what? The good news is, for Richard Brown fans, man, the fender looks intact, the splitter looks okay. Don't think he's going to be any issues. He's gonna have dirty air, but that's the worst of it. And Lionel Callisto is going to be your leader. Looks like, or is that Jacob Smarker? Who's that out front there? 16?
Actually, right now, Richard Brown is showing as the leader. These 3 drivers are all actually on the tail end of the lead lap or laps down. I think they're probably looking to get the wave around.
Wow. So, man, it was close. I knew it was close, but I thought for sure the 3 won the battle off pit road. It looks like they're putting the 3 of Lionel Callisto behind both the 5 and the 24. That's surprising to me. Tell you what we're going to do right here. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back, and we'll get you going green right after these messages.
You're watching ETV Live, the leader in sim broadcasting. The very best in the business brings you the highest in broadcast quality and archived high-def replays for you to watch anytime for free. Superior audio and exclusive instant replays by the ETV ePlay machine. Producer John Wessling has talented commentators like the Cowboy, J.D. Webb, Tracy Flip Robinson on Monday and Wednesday nights, David Big Mouth Bass, and Jesse the Outlaw James calling the action on Tuesday nights, and don't miss the ETV Live Band. Broadcasting weekly from RaceSimNation.net. Catch the Halls On Post Monday Night Series, True Gravity Truck Races on Tuesday nights, and the infamous Team Series on Wednesday nights at 8:50 p.m. Eastern. Have some fun with the broadcast team in the ETV chat room. Hey, and listen to a live race counter. It's all at RaceSimNation.net on the live feed link. Remember, ETV Live, the leader in sim broadcasting. It's the only choice, cowboy. Whoa there, cowboy. Ain't no need to get the hammers out and tear it all up. What you need to do is get a hold of David Bass, DB Tech Services. Technology support offered at a price affordable to most churches, not-for-profits, and individual customers. I'll tell you what, David Bass, IT specialist, over 5 years at the corporate level. Hey man, computer maintenance, hardware and software upgrades. I'll tell you what, David Bass DB Tech Services, established specifically to provide lower cost options to churches and non-profit organizations. So put the hammer away, dude. Get a hold of David Bass. DB Tech Services, dbtechservice.com.
Well, welcome back, race fans. We're back on the Green Flag Racing action. And Richard Brown's out there showing the way. You know what we're going to do? One time here. Let's crank it up. One more time, bad boy. Crank it up for him. For the sights and the sounds. I tell you what, these boys is ripping. They know we're in the second half of this race now. I'm watching the 7 and the 29 battling for 7th place, and looking at the 7 earlier, being in that 3-wide wreck. A bunch of guys got gobbled up there in that, and you know, he got a good bit of damage himself. Look at him, got that car fixed, man. Attaboy to the pit crew on that 7 car, Brendan Kohler. He's got that thing on the move, man, and he's going to take 7th place right there, away from the 29 of Jacob Smarker, who's been up there all night. And, yeah, he's looking forward. He's looking ahead. And you got another guy back there making a move. He's at 21. Gets loose. 21 loose down to the flat. Great catch by the 21. Just getting ready to give it an attaboy. Robert Anderson.
Wow.
He has to turn right, man. Keep that thing under control. And really only lost a couple spots, man. That was a good save.
Yeah, it sure was. You know, I was getting ready to comment on how loose we've been watching this 29 machines. He slams the wall off of turn 4 again. 3 wide. The 20's thinking about making it. Backs off right there, but 29 is definitely not handling well. He's definitely got a handful. Kind of curious to see how the rest of his race is going to go.
Yeah, for sure. Up front, here they go again. Lionel Callisto in the 3, looking underneath the 24 of Marco Day. That's going to be for second position. Marco not giving him a lot of room down there in 3 and 4. He's giving him all the room he deserves, but he's not giving him all the room he wants. So they're going to go side by side through 3, off of 4. Callisto on the inside with the run. Looks like he's going to be able to clear it, but we'll have to see what Marco Day says about that as they come down to turn 1 here. Looks like he's going to seal the deal. Now the 24 is going to have to deal with the 13 and David Payne looking to take that 3rd position away.
Yeah, I was just going to say, but he does seal it. But I was going to warn you there. Now, we've seen some guys make some incredible runs on the outside through 1 and 2, and I wasn't sure if the 24 was going to pull that off. But I think the 24 had more issues with the 13 and had to really just kind of pedal it a little bit as he does. He now moves all the way back into the 4th place right there as the 13 moves forward. I tell you, the 13, he may be the guy that we ought to be really paying attention to.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting because, all these guys knew that they had to do something. Caution's out on the racetrack once again, trying to dig up what it was, what's the cause. Not sure yet. I'm not seeing any big wrecks. I'm seeing the 8 in trouble. The 8 of Sean Brown it was involved in the big wreck early in the race. Looks like he may have been due to damage, or it looks like his car just was not handling coming out of turn 4. And unfortunately, there was traffic right there. Bad boy, do you have to catch a look at that?
I think Sean Brown's going to quit racing in these ETV broadcasts here, guys, because he just doesn't seem to have a very good race. He's going to slide to the middle here. I'm not sure. Somebody makes contact with him, Jesse, coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, it looked like he got a real good wiggle there. Coming out of turn 4, he had to check up, and then he got blasted there by the 1 car. Not a lot that Evandros Dantas could have done right there, and that was just Sean Brown. We seen him around. He's a great driver, man. It's just he got a lot of damage earlier, man, and I'm sure that car is not handling the way he'd like it to, or the way it was when they brought it up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I'm playing it back a little closer view here, and he does get a huge wiggle. That's just tight racing there. Not much room for that 1 to really change his mind at the last second, Jesse.
Yeah, with a quickie like this, I don't suspect you're going to see any of the front guys come down. But as I say that, this is major fake mode. They faked out the broadcasters. Attaboy. Good job, guys. Well, let's see if any real takers come. We got the 17 leading them down pit road. Ramon Evans is going to give up 11th position. Most of the field behind him is coming. Got to imagine that, a lot of these guys might only just take right side tires here. So, these are a lot of the guys, too, that could be making adjustments, So you got a lot of takers on pit road part. About a quarter of the about a half the guys that are still in the lead lap come down.
Yeah, which is kind of what you would expect. But I gotta tell you, that was definitely an impressive fake by the 24 Marco Day there, because he definitely had us all psyched out thinking he was going to bring a couple of guys down. But good job by those guys. Half the field, they really didn't have much to lose. Come down, get some fresher tires, make a couple of adjustments, and who knows, hit on the right thing, you may be able to drive your way back up there. We still have 35 laps to go.
Oh, for sure. And if you're behind the wheel, if you need adjustments or not. You know what I mean? If you're out there racing, you know what your car's doing and what you need it to do based on what the competition's doing. So, a lot of those guys are kind of in that boat where cautions are good. Cautions are good to take another swing at it. And it's always fun to see, which crew chiefs hit these guys with the Harry Hogue magic wrench, and which guys get hit with the monkey wrench, and a bad situation goes worse. So happens to everybody. We'll have to see which cars come to life and which cars do the zombie walk.
Absolutely. I got to wonder here. I'm looking at these top 3 or 4 drivers right now on this racetrack, Jesse, and obviously the 5 has been the class of the field all night long, but for the first time, probably all night long, the 13, who's been the guy I've been kind of watching coming forward, is going to start right behind him. And we've seen that inside line work pretty well, but do you think the 13's got the timing down on these restarts to keep up with him?
I don't know. We'll have to see. He's every this is the furthest up David Payne's been all night on a restart that I can recall. So, and you're right. I mean, he was one of the fastest guys. He was, when they had that long run, a couple cautions before the caution came out at the end of the long run, David Payne wasn't quite as quick as Richard Brown, but he was closest to him. He was definitely quicker than both the 24 Marco Day and the 3 Lionel Calisa. He was running those guys down, and it looked like it was only a matter of time. Under that green flag condition, he was going to go get him. But he was still losing about half a tenth to a tenth and a half a lap to Richard Brown at that point. So he was close, but we'll see. I mean, if he can get up there and he's in his draft early, I don't know. It'll be interesting. And, of course, we don't know with this little short run that we had here. We don't know what kind of adjustments these guys made and whether those adjustments are going to work or not. And oftentimes if you're in Richard Brown's boat, you're not going to do much to your car. Because, you sat on the pole, you're out here, you're leading all the laps. Short run, you're good. Long run, you're great. You're not going to do much to your car. But all the rest of these guys, they're the ones going to be turning the wrenches. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody, made the right adjustments. Anybody's crew chiefs nailed it to get him on top of Richard Brown because he's definitely been to class.
Yeah, the only concern I've got is that, how shall we say, unapproved adjustment that he made to that car on the left front. I mean, that's kind of a vital part of that car. I mean, I don't see any real damage from here, but you never know what just minor tweak might do to that left front fender that might affect that car. Until we get a few laps on it, we may have taken a dominant car and not necessarily completely ruined it, but brought it back to the rest of this pack.
Yeah, I don't even think he actually hit it. It just, it looked like it. But when I went back and looked from different angles, it didn't even look like he actually really did hit the wall. I think the most damage he took in that deal was to his heart. It scared him, you know what I mean? But I think he just scared the car, scared the fabricator, scared himself. I don't think he actually hurt the car. As you mentioned, that's a very, very sensitive part of the car, and definitely we'd be able to see it if the splitter was out of whack or the fender. The pace car's coming down. Let's hope for the last time. Green flag is out, and a quick start by the 5 of Richard Brown. Jumps out to the lead. The 3 with a good start. The 13, the 24, talking it out side by side as they're going to come down to turn 1 and 2, battling for that third position behind Lionel Listo.
Yeah, really a great start by the top 4. Nobody really got away from each other right there, and that's probably the first time I've seen that in a while.
2 in trouble.
So great, Biz. We got 1 in trouble.
The two is in trouble. There's no wreck or nothing, but man, I tell you what, he got all kinds of out of shape. The 20 and the 7 try to go. They're going to make it 3 wide. 20 just about getting the 7 back behind him, the 3 wide. They're about to be stacking up there behind the 20 for sure. Everybody doing a great job getting down underneath these guys, or getting underneath the 20 rather. Everybody gets through there, and my God, the 20, who is that? Michael Valentine, man, he's up the hill again. Big trouble. I think he's got a bad set of tires, man, or maybe there's a wreck behind the 10 around. The 10's around. That's Mike San Diego. He's on his lid. Oh, no, look out. His insurance rates just went up. Hope he switched to Geico, because that one hurt for sure. Not sure how it all took place, but we are definitely under caution. We got airbag dust on the track. I see a mouthpiece out there, partner. Oh. Bad boy. You get a look at that one?
Yeah, let's see if we can see what happened here. These guys are getting kind of anxious, getting close to the end of the race here. It looks like there's a car there that gets in the back of another car. It checks up the 10 car. He has to get out of it. Ends up getting in the back of him. It's just going to throw him, barrel roll him down the backstretch here.
Yeah, and it looks like it was a 27, a Scoot Johnson. We was talking a lot about him earlier, man. Dude's got a wicked cool name. I'll tell you what, it didn't help him in this situation as he's going to tee up the 10 right in the driver door, and that's what ultimately leads the 10 to going on doing the turtle shell dance there on his roof. Wild ride for Mike San Diego. The good news is the window net dropped. He's okay. He's going to go to the infield care center, get himself checked out, but I think that car, she's probably tits up for the rest of the night, partner. What do you think?
Yeah, they may try to get it back out there, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. But I tell you, all the leaders coming down pit road right now.
Wow. Yeah, they sure are. We get 30 laps to go from this point. It really surprises me that, see if this, nobody's, yeah, I was wondering. Looks like, the 13's going to stay out. There's going to be a couple of guys. The 7's going to take this opportunity to get himself some track position. Brandon Kohler, remember, he was in the big wreck earlier in the race. Batman's out there in the number 25. That's James South. You got the 21 out there, Robert Anderson. The 9 of Wanaka. You got a lot of guys that stayed out here. Our race just got really interesting right here, buddy.
Yeah, it sure did. And what happened, and this is what I was kind of curious to see what would happen, is those guys that stopped on that last caution, guess what? They're not coming back down. All of a sudden, they now have moved in front of all of these guys that have been up front all night long, and I don't know. The whole complexion of this race has changed dramatically, right?
Dude, we have all the ingredients for a bomb recipe. I'm telling you right now, it's about to go off, dude. This is going to be crazy. You got all these super fast guys back here with fresh rubber, getting back behind guys that haven't been behind all night, but they're still around each other, and a lot of these guys, especially in the short runs, have been very competitive with each other, but now they're going to have to be doing it behind guys that are a little bit slower than them to add in a whole new element of danger. This is about to be like double deal. This is going to be the physical challenge. Somebody's getting slimed at the end of this one.
I gotta believe. I absolutely believe I'm in agreement with you there, buddy. I tell you, the one guy that I'm really thinking maybe has made the best move right now is going to be the 13 of David Payne. He decided to go ahead and stay out. He will be the leader on this restart. As long as he's been taking care of those tires, I think this was a great move by him.
Oh yeah, dude, he's gonna get a breath of fresh air. This is a fantastic move. I agree 100%. I mean, I think the crew chief is definitely getting a trip to the dollar menu after this one, man. Because I think he earned a McFlurry or something, dude, for sure. That was a good call. Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, every strategy could always end up getting flipped on its head. But yeah, just sitting here, man, I think that's a good call because he's out of the guys who are up there. No offense to Brendan Kohler, man, he's been a fantastic recovery. James South in the Batman car, he's been great all night. Robert Anderson's run good. These are some good racers up here that decide to stay out for sure. But David Payne is really the only one up here that has been up here with those other leaders. You know what I mean? So yeah, really, really, really good move by the 13 David Payne for sure.
Well, we'll definitely have to watch and see how this all works out. I mean, we've seen it in the past. You get somebody that gets out front. Maybe it's been mid-pack or back half of the top 10, and they get out front, they get that clean air, and all of a sudden their car comes alive. So it's going to be interesting to see who else gets a little bit of track position. Is the 7 of Brendan Kohler hurt that badly, or will this give him the opportunity to get front? Some guys that we haven't talked about, like we said, James South, Robert Anderson, these guys that we've not talked about get a little bit of track position, get a little bit of clean air, and who knows? Maybe all of a sudden their cars will come alive.
Dude, look at the 8 of Sean Brown. He's out there, dude, still. No, wait, he's not the one who was in the big wreck. Who was the one who was in the big wreck? It was the 10. Yeah, we thought he'd be done. Let's see, where's he at? I don't even see him out there no more. He's on pit road against Silver Sam. My mistake. Dude, I tell you what, though. Marco Day is going to lead him off of pit road. He's going to start in 14th place, bro. This is going to be bananas. I'm telling you, dude. Marco Day, Richard Brown lined up 14th and 15th right here. Lionel Kalisto lined up in 16th. Alex Thornton in the 4. He's lined up 17th. 18th, Michael Thompson in the 2. I mean, these are the guys. Jacob Smarker in the 29. He's been off the wall about 500,000 times in this race, but he's been in the top 10 every time he's gotten the wall. So, I mean, all your top 10 basically is lined up from 14th to 24th. You know what I mean? This is crazy. Except for David Payne, he's the wild card, as you mentioned before. He's going to lead us down here to this green flag. As they come down to turn 3, we're going to be coming to looks like 27 laps to go. This time at the stripe pace car, he's going to get out of the way. He knows it's about to go down. Flag is in the air. Stickman's doing his thing. 13, he's doing his thing. David Payne's off and away. Good start by the 13. The 7's going to jump right into second place, and the racing's behind him.
Yeah, absolutely, and I tell you, that was a great job by the 7, really anticipating that. You can't beat the leader to the line, but I think he probably did the next best thing, which was get just behind his rear bumper so that when you get past that start-finish line, you can pull down and try to get by. But I tell you, huge run by the 7 through 1 and 2, and he's going to pull the outside through 3 and 4. That 7 of Brendan Kohler is going to try to make a bid for this lead.
Yeah, he sure is, man. He's going after it. But I tell you what, we got action everywhere back here, dude. These guys are going crazy back here towards the back. The 24 and the 5 trying to work their way back up through traffic. Lionel Kalisto still back there in the Hornets. Let's look at Lionel Kalisto looking 3 wide. He's got the 1 to the outside corner. He's got the 29 down to the inside. He's got the 8 in front of him. Oh, man, he gets it back to side by side. But this is a Hornet's nest here. Lionel Kalisto has not broke free of this group yet. His top competitors out there, Marco Day, the guys he's been racing with, Marco Day and Richard Brown, they're gone, man. They got away from this pack and into a new pack.
Oh, dude, he just absolutely got waylaid. Kind of got checked up behind the 8, turned the 8 in the wall, and then in the aftermath right there, he just got turned by the car behind him. I can't see what number that car was, but the 3 is in trouble.
Oh, he is. You're right. I was looking at a different group right when that happened. I missed it. Bad boy, did you catch that as the 8 gets involved in another one here? 3 gets gobbled up a little bit, man. I'm looking back at it now, and it seems like he did a pretty good job of minimizing the damage. I think he'll be okay.
I'm queuing it up now here, guys. See what happens there. It's getting later in the race, and everybody's taking more and more chances. Well, guys, I can't really tell what happens. I mean, the 3 and the 8 make contact here, and then can't tell what that other car is here. Yeah, but then he gets in the light number 3 machine too. So he got whammoed twice there on the front stretch.
Yeah, he did. I think they'll be able to keep that thing. I think they'll be able to keep him on the lead lap. I don't think the 3 took too much damage. It didn't really look like anybody took too much damage on that deal. A little bit of cosmetic stuff. It definitely ain't going to help. It definitely ain't going to help. Marco Day and Richard Brown, I tell you what, they made that work, partner. Richard Brown gets all the way up into 8th place. Marco Day up into 11th. Those two were coming through the field, dude, like crazy. That was wild the way they were jumping up through there.
It sure was, and this is exactly what the 13 really didn't want to see. He really would have preferred, I think, this thing to go green, because that would have allowed him to get away from these guys, build up a little bit of a lead, as those other guys were, as Richard Brown and Marco Day were fighting through. He would have been able to just cruise and build up a little bit of a lead, but now everything's back together, and Richard Brown's just that much closer, so... what 13 needs right now is just for this thing to go green for a while, I think.
Yeah, I agree, man, but, I still think he's in really good shape. I still think it's gonna be close, though, it definitely will be close. We're not gonna be looking at a long run, though, so, and a lot of guys were... There was a good handful of guys that were just as fast as Richard Brown when he was out front, had clean air earlier. They were just as fast as him earlier in the run. So with this being a shorter run, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see if these dudes. First of all, it's gonna be fun to watch them slice and dice through the field, or at least attempting to. And then supposing they get through the field, like you mentioned. I mean, it's and that's the other thing too. Is David Payne? Is he gonna be able to just? We're kind of assuming he's gonna be able to just get away. And the 7 of Brandon Kohler. In the 25 of James South, they were hanging right there and actually giving him a tough time for the first couple laps on that restart. So, I don't know. If David Payne gets held up by somebody battling him for the lead up there towards the front, that's going to really allow Richard Brown and Marco Day to close the gap in a hurry.
Yeah, no question. That's going to definitely be something these guys are going to have to, take to mind as they get through this thing is, you want to race each other, and it's getting down to that time to race each other, but if you race each other, you do risk bringing the absolute dominant car all night right back into this thing. And, even if they don't, I think that 5 is going to have something for these guys.
I don't think there's any way. This dude comes in here, James South, he's got Batman on his hood, man. I don't think there's any way this dude's just going to ride. If he can get a sniff of clean air, I think he's going for it, man. He's in the Batmobile, brother. Yeah, it's gonna be cool, man. Chris Wanacott. I haven't really talked about the 9 of Chris Wanacott too much. He's been in a lot of close calls. Was involved in the first caution earlier in the race. He was kind of got gobbled up, innocent victim. The other crew has done a fantastic job. The splitter's a little bit rumbled up, just slightly. But, that team has done a fantastic job putting that 9 car back together. And look, he got him up there in the top 5 running real good.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a great job and, just continuing to fight the car, fight the situation, do what they can. And I think, if they're able to keep this up, they're going to have a great finish tonight.
Yeah, for sure, man. His update on Scoot Johnson, man. He T-boned dude earlier. He T-boned the 10 earlier after the 10 had his trouble, and they got Scoot back out there. He's lined up 16th right here as the lights go out on the pace car. You're going to be going back to green next time by. Scoot Johnson going to line up in 16th place. Good recovery for him. Lionel Kalisto, in case you're wondering, he's still on the lead lap, man, but big hit he took there. Now he's going to line up on the outside at 20th place, partner. Talk about going from, he's been in the top 3 since he got to the top 3. He's been there the whole time, and then to go from that to all the way back here to the back and some damage on the car, man, it's got to be a real heartbreaker for him.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about with Lionel. You're trying to go for the win, you're trying to move forward, trying to do everything, and unfortunately it ends up biting you. And now, what was going to be just an absolutely huge points night for him on the points leader looks like, it's still going to be a good night. I mean, there's no question. You showed up, the points leader didn't. It's going to be good. But it may not be quite as good as he was hoping for by the time this is all said and done.
Yeah, and really, I mean, he really didn't do anything. He's run a fantastic race. He really didn't do anything wrong. He got out-funked, basically. His crew chief got out-funked. They got behind on strategy, come down when they shouldn't have. But, then so did everybody else. And we'll see how it's going to work out. David Payne's going to lead us to the green. The 13 puts the 7 to sleep, and he jumps away. Look at the 13 jump out there, man. The 25 and the 7 are left battling each other side by side as they battle behind him. The 20 and the 9 as well, battling for 4th position.
That was absolutely beautiful. Wow, as the 7 gets real loose down there in 1 and 2. Great job by everybody to avoid him. But, 13 did a great job of varying his restart procedure from what he did the last time before.
Man, look at Rick Brown in the 5 coming on the top, man. He's looking to the outside of 17. He's charging right now. And I tell you what, there's smoke coming off of Mark Renee's car. He hit it so hard going down in turn 3 and 4. He had smoke coming out the tires, bro.
Wow, that was close. Sorry to scare you. We got caution out again.
Yeah, the yellow flag is out. The flag man is trying to catch carpal tunnel at the elbow. 23 in trouble. I'm seeing the 23 of Todd Levesque. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. 23 in big trouble. Looks like 3 wide action. It might have been the smoke that I thought come off of the 24. Yeah, I think the smoke I thought came off the 24 might have come off the different guy that came off the 23. Oh, man.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Jesse, but under a caution flag, I'm not sure what happened, but the 7 car just absolutely got turned dead sideways and into the outside wall. It looks like maybe he had some brake problems.
Huh. Bad Boy, did you catch it? We got a couple things to dig up here. Bad Boy, did you catch the incident with the 23 that brought out the caution?
Yeah, there's 3 wide into the corner here, and they're going to run out of room here. 23 is going to slide into the outside wall here, make contact with a couple other cars, and there's a car that flew right through him. Luckily, he didn't get the piece of that, too.
Now I'm looking up here to see what happened with the 7, and trying to dig us up here. It's like he's what a bummer, dude. After coming back from the big wreck early, he was involved in the 3 wide wreck early in the race. He comes back from it. Looks like he locks up the brakes here. Coming down the back, he's going to check up so he don't hit the 9 as he's catching the field. He's probably, radioing with his crew chief there, and they're talking about maybe making adjustments on the stop. Should they come? Should they not? And lapse of concentration. All of a sudden, he looks up. He sees the car in front of him, and he says beelines for the wall. Classy move by the 7 to not run into the 9 there. He did a lawn dart into the outside wall to keep from hitting anybody else. So classy, but a tough break for sure. And his fabricator's got to be bummed out, man. After all the work those guys did on pit road, to have it smashed up like that is a tough deal. I think what we gotta do right here, since we're back behind the pace car and we're winding down, let's take our final commercial break for the night. We'll be right back, bringing the conclusion right after these messages. Welcome back, race fans. We're working lap 84. Going to be coming to 15 to go this time by, rather 16 to go this time by. Should, hopefully he's going to be turning them lights off when we get to 1 to go here. Might have a couple laps left yet. Tell you what, partner, 13 David Payne, he's digging this, man. He likes that pace car leading laps right now. We talked about him not wanting that earlier, and I don't know. Richard Brown sitting there in 5th place. He ain't got far to go to get to him for sure. And Marco Day as well. He moves up into 8th. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still liking this here for the 13 David Payne, man. This is looking good for him.
Yeah, the thing that David right now is in a position where he really wanted the long green flag run earlier, but when it didn't come, now the best thing that can happen for him is for the cautions to just keep flying before the 5 there of Richard Brown's able to get to his bumper.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing too. I mean, Richard Brown's been fantastic all night. He's definitely been the car to beat. Marco Day as well has been very, very good, as well as David Payne. But the thing is the 5's been a little better. The 5 might be able to get there, assuming he makes short work of the 9, the 25, and 20. And that's a big assumption. Those guys are running very good tonight. But you hear it's cliche. I know it's cliche, but catching them and passing them is 2 different things. And once you get down there to money time, you get 10 to go, inside 10 to go. Everybody puts their balls in the dash. And I tell you what, the 13 David Payne, he's not going to just hand this thing over. Richard Brown may be able to get right there to him, but he's going to have to earn it. David Payne's going to, with a name like Payne, are you kidding me? This guy's going to make him earn it. For sure. Lights are out. Pace car's going to get out of the way. Let's hope the pace car's done for the night because he's getting low on fuel. Flagman, stick, puts it in the air, flags out. 13 is away, and another fantastic start with the 13. He catches the outside sleep, and the 20 of Michael Valentine gets caught sleeping a little bit down the outside line, partner.
Yeah, David's doing a great job right now, varying his restart, so that nobody can really figure out what he's going to do. And I think that's really helping him out. It's giving him the opportunity to get a lap in at least, where he can kind of get into rhythm a little bit. But I tell you, the 20 of Valentine's trying to come back on the outside, and so is the 25 of James South. And this may be the very best thing that happens for David Payne tonight, is the 5 of Richard Brown's going to try to make it 3 wide on the bottom.
Yeah, man. He's coming, dude. Batman, look out. Robin's on the way. He ain't trying to be a sidekick tonight. He's trying to own this show. The 5 of Richard Brown, your pole sitter, man. He's digging. He's coming. He's got that position from the 25. 25 still trying to hang tough. They got a slow one moving down the flat. That's the 22 of Mark Newland. Good job getting out of the way. Class act there. The 5 is coming. The 13 knows it. There's a lot of chatter going on right now. The 13 wants to know. He wants to know the spotter. Tell him, where's the 5? What's going on behind me now? He don't need the spotter. He can just look in the mirror. He can see the whites of his eyes. The 5 is coming. We're going to have us a good old-fashioned... Oh, look out. The 20 is going to have something to say about that. Michael Valentine, he's not done just yet. And Marco Day, look in the mirror. Marco Day in that Easter egg bright blue car, man. He's coming like Aquaman. Here he comes, the 24. He's going to start to go to work on the 9 now. And it's picking up. Right now, David Payne is looking really good. But, Marco with a big slide. Big slide by the 24 and a catch. The
best thing that was happening right there was the 20 was keeping the 5 pinned where he couldn't really make any moves. But now he's gotten clear. So now it's sitting there. The 13 of David Payne, the 5 of Richard Brown running 1-2. It's going to get interesting here, guys.
Yeah, and the big thing here is, what can Marco Day and the 24 do with the 20 and the 9? Can he get by them right now? Because if I'm David Payne, I'm a Marco Day fan. I'm saying, come on, Marco, get by those guys, get on there. Because if Marco Day's been as quick as Richard, especially early. We've seen him take the lead earlier in this race. But look at the 20, man. He's looking to get in the mix. The 20 looking back to the inside. Michael Valentine trying to stick it in there. Nothing doing just yet, but he ain't backing down. Here he comes through 1 and 2. He's got a nose inside of him, but the momentum is surely going to go the way of the 5.
Yeah, but still, what that's doing, that's causing the 5 to have to race the 20 as opposed to just racing his line and get up there. Right now, David Payne's looking in the rearview mirror going, that's right, boys, just keep that up. As the 20 now looks like he's going to take that position coming through the front stretch.
Yeah, here comes the 9. Here comes the 9. Clean air is the ticket. David Payne is holding them off right here. We got 10 to go, 15 more miles. David Payne just hits your marks, buddy. 9 is inside the 5. They're battling. The 20's digging. The 20's coming now. Michael Valentine starting to front down the 13. Where did Michael Valentine come from? Golly, we talked about adjustments earlier on pit stops. Now, Michael Valentine's run a good race, but I tell you what, man, that's what I'm talking about right there. Those guys in that 20 team, they were a top 10 car earlier, for sure. They were a good top 10, top 12 car. They hit it with the wrench, man, and that thing is on the move right now.
Oh, it's coming, but we got to talk about the 9. I mean, we've not talked about the 9 all night long. Where did he come from?
No, there's another one. You're absolutely right. I mean, those are crew chiefs right there that are getting taken up for steak dinners, man. You forget about the dollar menu on that one. But here comes the 5. He tries the 20. Nothing doing there. The 9, he's opportunistic. He sees the hole. He's going to try and make it happen now. The 9 of Chris Wanacott looking to the inside of the 5. And here comes Marco Day now looking to the inside tail of the 5. 5 of Richard Brown, your pole sitter. Guys led the most laps. Oh, got 9 around. 24 gets into the 9. Caution out. Oh, there's going to be some fish shaking going on that one for sure. Tough break. Look at the 9. Oh, my God. Hope he's okay. Wow. That was crazy. That was a big old wreck right there for the 9, man. Let's hope he's okay.
He's driving it away, but I'm seeing that really ugly telltale black smoke pouring out of the back of that car. He's going to be in trouble.
Oh, man. Let's dig up
He's got to race it really, really hard, trying to get everything they can, Jesse. And he's going to just get in the back of that 9 ever so slightly, just enough to turn him right in the middle of the corner. And then you're going to see another car come in and just waylay this 9, shoot him 10 feet in the air. And somebody better call 911 because this guy is definitely seeing stars.
Yeah, Red Cross got to clean up this mess, man. That one was ugly. Bad boy, that was the 21 of Robert Anderson. Let's dig up the replay, the onboard replay of Robert Anderson so we can get a look of what he's seen coming to that crash and ultimately just blasting that car sitting on the track there. I tell you what, that was a big hit. I think that definitely Robert Anderson's done for the night. Jeffrey Porter's done for the night. We got some guys that are pretty tore up. The race is not over yet, but it is almost there. I mean, when we get back green here, partner, we're gonna have thinking about four laps maybe at the most. It ain't gonna be a green white deckers, but it's gonna be close to it. We're probably looking at about 3 laps in the green, and the next flag will end the race. So if these guys go out there on the green flag, they have a quick caution, that'll be it. That'll be a wrap. So it's definitely gonna be business time here momentarily.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder what the 13 of David Payne's thinking right now. How is he gonna change up his routine to try to catch the 20 and the 5 off their game a little bit? Because at this point, the best thing that could happen would be for him to leave the 20 and the 5 side by side through 1 and 2 at least, and maybe be able to get something going. And we've seen the 20 be very fast, be able to really keep up with the 5 machine here tonight in the later stages. I tell you, this is going to be exciting to see what the 13 does, because at this point, it's all in his hands.
Well, in a way. Yeah, I tell you what, if I'm in that 5 car right now, or if I'm spotting that 5 car right now, I'm telling that driver, don't give him that advantage. Don't give him the advantage of being the leader and dictating the start. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to roll up to his rear deck. I want you to put your nose on his rear deck. And I want you to slowly apply pressure to that throttle. If he don't want to go, step on it. Make him go. Go when you want to go. That's what the 5 needs to do. Richard Brown needs to get up here. He needs to dictate the start. Not let the 13 play mirror games or head games with him right here. If he lets the 13 get a jump with just a few laps to go, I really don't think... I think Payne has been good enough that with just a few laps, even though the 5 has been really, really fast, I just don't see it. I don't think, unless the 13 makes a big mistake. It's going to come down to this restart for sure. Yeah, absolutely. If the 5 tries to lay back and get a jump, he might hurt himself. I think what he needs to do is get right on the rear deck of that 13 and give him a wheelbarrow push to the start.
Well, that's very true. I tell you, it looks like at the best, we may get an unofficial green-white checker here, so the lights are still on the pace card. We're now on lap 96, so I don't know, Jesse. This is going to prove to be very interesting to see who does what. Yeah,
well, we got 5 to go right here. When we get back to the stripe, they'll get 1 to go with 4 to go. So, yeah, we're going to get three green laps. That's it, assuming that the caution doesn't come back out. It'll be 3 laps, and that's going to be it. And the next flag's going to end the race. So, yeah, this is going to be all bets are off, man. No holds barred. Off the top turnbuckle, drop the big elbow, race it. I'm telling you right now, man. You better kiss your bobblehead Jesus, or your bobblehead Buddha better rub his belly, because it's going down right now, and you need all the luck you can get. You better get 2 rabbit's foots.
I'm not even sure that's going to be enough for this race here tonight, Jesse. After all we've seen, you're going to want every single charm, good luck bracelet, whatever you can get your hands on at this point, because this is going to be absolutely a matter who can go out here and put down 3 qualifying laps. That's what it's going to be.
Want to give a shout out to the 11 to David Kamara. I don't believe we've even said his name tonight. Here he sits in the top 5. He's got big damage on the right side. He was obviously involved in one of them wrecks earlier. It might be the only time we even talked about him. And here he sits in the top 5. Great job, great quiet kind of Mark Martin kind of race. I mean, he gets in trouble earlier in the wreck, and that was none of his doing. But I mean, he's been, he's just been quietly picking his way forward, avoiding the rest of the trouble on the track. Great pit strategy, good pit stops by the crew. This David Kamara in the 11 man has done a good job tonight, sitting in the top 5, just trying to hang on to that.
Yeah, great job. I know I've not said his name at all this evening, and great job for him to come up here and be able to race with these guys and do it, in a fashion where we haven't talked about him. That's always a good way to do it. I mean, but he's definitely surrounded by some serious talent here, some guys that we've seen up front. Hey, look who's back here, I believe, in 8th place.
Yeah, Lionel Lee still on the move. I tell you what, I just got a radio transmission. Just overheard the crew chief telling David Payne, we're changing your name for 3 laps. You're Keith Stone, because you need to be smooth like Keith Stone. 3 laps, man. Hit your mark 6 times. This is it right here. David Payne, lights are out. Pace car is going to cut you loose, man. 5, what are you going to do? You going to lay back? You going to go? It's time to go. Green flag is out. 13 comes a slow start, then a big jump. The 5 gets caught sleeping, and that's exactly what he couldn't afford. The 20 is going to try to clear for second, but not going to happen. The 5's got his nose in there. The 25, Batman, looking at the back of both these guys, trying to figure out what's going to move. But the 13, buddy, he's gone. He's going.
Yeah, he definitely got the 5 got a huge run, and what happened there was the 20 was not able to pin him down, and here comes the 5 underneath. Oh, they're touched.
Yeah, that was crazy right there. I don't know. The 13 got loose. He went down and covered the bottom, and the 5 just tried to force it down there anyways. Gets a little contact. Everybody's going to come through there, but I tell you what, the 13's probably a little angry right now. It's getting crazy. The 5's got the lead. The 25 looking to the inside of the 20 for second place. You got the 13 trying to battle off the 29 at Jacob Smarker right now. They're getting real close. Lionel Kalisto looking at 3 wide on the inside. And here they go. 3 wide.
3 wide. They were almost 3 wide, too deep right there, guys. I tell you, here Lionel Kalisto's trying to do what he can, but the 5 is getting loose, guys, and the 25's 3 wide coming off of 4 with the 13 on the bottom.
13's digging. Here he comes, man. Looking to the inside. 3 wide down the front. The 29 a lot of room. He pushes the 25 down the track into the 3, or the 12, rather. Oh, they're wrecking. The 2's in big trouble. Caution is going to be out. No caution. It's white flag. There is no caution. The 20's to the lead. Michael Valentine. What happened? Richard Brown gets in trouble. Michael Valentine goes by. We missed it. I don't know what happened, but Michael Valentine's looking at his name as he goes through 3 and 4. Race 9 on ETV, the Friday Night B-Car Showdown. This is going to be your 9th different winner. It's the 3 pounds the wall coming off of turn 4. Number 20, Michael Valentine, going to come in here, win this race, and steal it from Richard Brown in the closing laps. He comes in second. Jacob Smarker going to come in third to 29. Lionel Kalisto, you just mentioned it, partner. He comes all the way back up to 4th place in that 3 car. Outstanding. Rando's top 5 is going to be Alex Thornton. Oh, my God. I don't even know what all took place right there. Bad boy, did you catch the pass for the lead? Because I didn't even see it.
I just looked like a big confusion there, Jesse. I was trying to watch the 2 cars that ended up wrecking there.
Yeah, I'm trying to go back and find it now on the replay, man, because that was, it looked like Richard Brown had it wrapped up, and the 20 just, he stole it. And, you know, I'm watching it now. I'm going back and looking at it now, bad boy, on lap 99. And their deal has nothing to do. The 20 drives by the 5. He's on the outside of turn 1 and 2. They go 3 wide. The 25 is looking underneath the 5. The 5 blocks the 25. That allows the 20 to take that momentum right on by. He comes down the back, clears the 5 down to 3 to come and take the white flag. That was an outstanding muscle move by the 20 of Michael Valentine. And that right there, that's how you get it done on a green, white checkers. But I'm telling you what, that was gangster how he made that win work. Goodness gracious. If you can dig that up, man, that was killer. That was a great move. It didn't have anything to do with anybody getting loose or checking up or anything like that. That 20 just absolutely took that win away from the 5 of Richard Brown.
I gotta tell you, Outlaws, as JW's pulling that up, I mean, we never talked about the possibility, even, of the 20 winning this race. And here he is at victory lane. You know, we were sitting there, we were looking at the 13 and the 5, and that's really who we were looking at. And he comes out of nowhere.
Oh man, I mean he was up there, but yeah, I mean we weren't looking at him to win this race. He looked like he was one of those dudes that was, we were talking about he made good adjustments and he was much better than he had been earlier. But I tell you what, man, I mean that was outstanding. Let's go ahead and run you through the rest of your top 10. How about Scoot Johnson? We talked about him earlier, man. Scoot, the 27, he's gonna finish in 6th place. Number 14 at Gene Beanfield, he's gonna wind up in 7th. Darlin Santos in the 19 going to end up in 8th. Your number 1 car out there tonight, Evandro Dantas, he's going to end up in 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be the number 26 of Deloyd Garrett. So you got, in your top 10, you got them split. You got half the guys that are numbered in the top 5 finish in the top 10, and the other half of them, man, are like all in the 20s and high teens. So you got some overachievers here tonight, man. And Michael Valentine, ranked 20th out of 30 guys, comes in here and adds his name to the ETV win list. So tonight's his night. Next week, we're heading to, golly, I have no idea. Bad boy, you know where we're going next week? I forgot to check the calendar.
The top split?
It'll be top split coverage next week, race fans. Be top split coverage next week. Been away for about a week and a half, so I'm not really sure what the track is, but we will be covering it right here on ETV next week at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. We'll figure out what track that's going to be next week. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching already know, so my mistake. Sorry about that. Hope you guys all enjoyed the show. We definitely enjoyed it. Michael Valentine adds his name to the list. Absolutely phenomenal pass. One of the best passes we've seen all season for a win. Good job to Michael Valentine tonight and all the guys. Great show. From a partner, the Big Mouth, David Bass, the legendary one, Bad Boy, working the cameras. Jerry Wolf helping out with the cameras as well. JD Webb doing all your streaming and all your stuff going on with the live pitch. Fantastic. Big screen there. I'm the Outlaw Jesse James. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll see you right here next week on ETV.